Hi, and welcome back to Rick's Room. Now, this is the podcast where I pretend I'm at the end of a busy day, I'm in the lobby, and I finally get to meet somebody at a business conference I've been wanting to talk to but haven't seen. And I didn't want to wait for the next business conference, so we'll do it here at the podcast. Now, my guest today is definitely someone that I would wait for and try to catch up with. Roberta Pek has been around our industry for a long time. She's worked at some of the biggest and most successful companies in our space, including Freddie Mac, IndyMac Bank, most recently USAA Bank. She's an expert in compliance, and the new AI tools have recently caught her attention. And so I wanted to get her on the show to find out what she's doing now. Roberta, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So before I get into the nuts and bolts of the AI, which I'm very interested in, I want to ask you, if anybody just looks you up on LinkedIn, they're going to see all these credentials, including Master Black Belt in Six Sigma. You could have worked in any industry, and yet when you look at your LinkedIn, you've been here with us in financial services and more specifically mortgage for a long time. What drew you to this and why did you stay?
I enjoy financial services. I enjoy improving processes, reducing waste in processes, and making things more efficient. In mortgage banking, it's probably the most regulated of all of the financial services. It is end-to-end, hundreds of touch points, and every one of those touch points has a chance to go awry. So I took my operations experience and my risk and compliance experience in mortgage banking and coupled it with the Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt training. And I was able to really make a difference, not only to the companies that I worked for, but also to the borrower. Let's face it, doing a mortgage or any type of loan is a huge financial decision for a borrower. We want to make sure that the borrower gets the best experience possible, as we like to say, frictionless, but we also need to do it compliantly and with a good cadence in terms of workflow. And the Lean Six Sigma, along with all of the tools of mortgage banking and now AI, it all comes together. And I really, really enjoy it.
Wow, Roberta, it's like all of your experience has prepared you for this moment in time, because at conferences and outside of conferences, I haven't talked to anybody in our industry who isn't excited about applying AI. And so a lot of people are writing about this. I'm working on a story now for Weekly Real Estate News about AI in real estate. Most of the stories are about capabilities. What can it do? What can it replace? How can it save you money? What are people who are trying to adopt AI in their organizations, what are they missing?
From what I've seen, the biggest thing organizations are missing, yes, that they have the conversation about capability. Can you underwrite something faster? Can it become more efficient? Can you flag documents? But they are not talking about the governance. Governance seems to be the add-on, the bolt-on after the fact, after the AI tool is deployed. And yesterday, the news in the trade press was Fannie Mae put out their AI guidance, and it is real right now. If you're using AI in your shop, you need to understand what it touches, what it does, who's got ownership of it, and how are decisions being made. And the three things that I'm seeing, number one, they look at AI as something that will answer all questions. However, if you have an AI model making a credit decision, that credit decision comes under the same scrutiny under UDAP and fair lending as if a person was making that decision. And many shops don't have that model up to that standard yet. So if it's making a credit decision or a decision that's impacting the borrower, you need to understand how AI is impacting that and what is the oversight for that. The second thing that I'm seeing is the idea of QC is a bolt-on. QC has been around for as long as mortgage banking and financial services. However, doing it with AI is a totally different animal. You can't use the old style QC, meaning traditional QC, you're taking a small sample of loans and reviewing them after the fact. Well, you have AI that's making decisions at scale, real time, and they could be making decisions based on patterns that you're not going to be able to find doing that small random sample. So shops need to be able to adjust their QC procedures and policies to the reality of AI at scale. And the third thing is the idea of human in the loop. Many shops feel that the AI can make the decision. The AI is right. It's a model. It's fine. You really need to understand where the risk levels are, and does a human need to review every decision AI makes, or does it need a lighter oversight touch? And it really depends on the risk rankings that you assign to your AI models, which is the foundation of everything. You need to know where your AI models are and what they touch, and then risk rank them. So those are the three things that I'm seeing and that need to be addressed in the future of using AI in financial services, especially mortgage.
Yeah, now one of the things I noticed, Roberta, looking at your LinkedIn profile, is you have actually created some of these models that lenders can use to start to evaluate that. Am I right, or did I read that wrong?
At previous organizations, I did create models and prompts to support that, but in the mortgage bankers presentation that I'll be doing on August the 18th, I do have 4 tools that I've created using that Six Sigma framework of define, measure, analyze, improve, and control that lenders can take to their shops and apply right after the webinar.
Yeah, I think you've just told me why every MBA member needs to attend that webinar coming up. Now, what can you, and I know that's just for MBA members, but what can you share with me about what you're going to be sharing with them during that event?
The name of the webinar is AI Governance, Risk, and Quality in mortgage banking operations. Essentially, what people are going to get is very practical and tactical ideas of how to implement this in their shops. Now, it's only a 1-hour webinar, and the Mortgage Bankers Association, as well as other industry groups, have done a lot of content on AI. MISMO has come out with their framework for AI, and this is a complement to that in terms of where are your AI models living? How do they touch the customer, your borrower? What is the risk severity? And I give ideas on how to quantify that risk. They could take that back to their shops and look at it from their particular lens. In addition, I have some worksheets to help you understand how to monitor things. I mentioned before that QC needs to change for AI when looking at AI models. Can you use things like monitoring, time at task, to see if there are indicators that, I'll give you an example. If you have an AI model that's helping underwriting flag exceptions, and you see that none of the exceptions are being overridden, that could mean that the underwriter is just accepting what AI is saying, the AI model is saying, and not doing their own human in the loop review. So it's those kinds of very practical and tactical ideas that I'm going to present in the webinar that you can deploy. Nothing's easy, but relatively easily, because you do have lots of data. Mortgage banking, financial services, data-rich environment. There's probably a lot of data and a lot of it's noise. So you have to be able to tease out the signal from the noise and use that to make informed decisions. The other thing I'm going to present is how to look at whether the human in the loop, needs to look at every decision or have a lighter touch. And that all gets back to what is the risk that AI model has in your mortgage process. Is it just flagging documents, or is it actually making a credit decision that's going to impact the borrower, impact pricing? So those are the kinds of questions that we'll bring up and hopefully answer. May not answer for every individual circumstance, but give you a framework to help do that.
Wow, that is a lot of value to pack into an hour of time. It's a great trade if you're an MBA member to tune in. Now, there's probably a fair number of my viewers who aren't in the Mortgage Bankers Association. They're going to want to find out how they can learn more from you. Is it possible, first of all, and how would they do it?
You can contact me with my on my LinkedIn page, and I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with anyone. I have the tools, which are basically 4 worksheets. Call them tools, but let's call them what they are. They're worksheets with information on how to do it. Happy to have that conversation.
Yeah, well, they're a little more than that, Roberta. You're telling them how to think about something that's changing so rapidly that it's horrifying to many. But the big lenders and anybody who wants to be successful knows they need it. They just need to do it right. And that's why they should be.
I agree. And the thing that I'm going to focus and take away, give as a takeaway, is do it with one small model, one small piece of it. Get used to doing it with one. Take it from end to end, one piece of your mortgage origination or underwriting or closing, whatever piece you want to use, and take it from end to end. And that will give you confidence to do something that's more complex, because there are a lot of models. I'm sure that when people go through their shops and inventory where AI touches their mortgage manufacturing process, and they risk rank them, start out with something that's lower risk so you can see what the process is, and then you can get that confidence to tackle the next level of severity.
There's so much more I want to ask you, but we're bumping up against time. I will ask you to promise to come back on the show so we can explore more of this fast-changing and vitally important part of our business. I've been visiting with Roberta Pek. She is an expert and a voice of reason in the new world of AI. Roberta, thank you for being with me today.
Thank you for having me, and I'd love to come back.